Hey, how's it going and welcome along. I'm Rory from Rate My Funeral. That was Rate, by the way. So welcome to this video. This is another tech review, and the incredibly fantabulous people over at box.co.uk have sent me another exciting toy to have a play with. This time today it's the Creality CR10 Smart. Now, this is the first time I've ever played with a Creality printer, so new experience for me, nice and exciting. Also, it's got the name Smart in it, so that makes me a little excited. But anyway, enough messing around. Please excuse my voice. I have just got over the lurgy. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling to get back into day-to-day again, but please do bear with me with the slightly weird voice. Anyway, so a little bit about this printer before we begin is the specs. So it is a 300 by 300 by 400 print bed, 0.4 nozzle, heated bed, all the kind of normal stuff. But also this particular one has Wi-Fi. It's got a low power mode for sort of power economy and stuff like that. Also an intelligent automatic leveling system, as well as dual Z-axes plus dual diagonal drawbars to ensure precise and stable printing. A 4.3-inch touchscreen, supercar design for a combination of design aesthetics and technology, plus ultra-silent design, so it should be very quiet. And now this is the interesting one. It says it has a modular structure of 6 assembly steps that should take 8 minutes. I'm going to test that. So yeah, so let's stop waffling on about it and let's get the box open. Now, how am I going to open this thing? Wait, that's a glue gun. So in the box we have foam and, ooh, okay. Right, manual. Alright, so I trust that you can see this okay. You should just be able to see that. I'll lift that for you as well, look. It's nicely packaged, everything's got its own space and it seems fairly minimalist. We have a scraper, touchscreen, power supply, tube, roller, and some screws. With an elbow thing. We have a dinky little white PLA 200 gram filament. Nice and dinky little one, look at the little dinky. Bars. I'm not sure what these are for yet, but they feel nice. They've got a kind of nice texture to them. They feel good quality. And this comes out of here. Okay. And then we reveal the main printer itself, which from this angle looks very nice. This looks really good inside the box here. We've got this nice shiny glass bed. Take that out without breaking everything. And a bonus was that I took this out without getting goo on my hands, like when I reviewed that other printer that time. Okay, and that is the main unit, which is a beast. It's a heavy unit. But we'll pop that down there out of the way. So yeah, so as a heavy unit, there's a fair amount going on there. But yeah, so far it does look like this should be pretty easy to put together. I'll just clear up a little. Right, now here's all the bits out. That is everything together. So yeah, there is not a lot of pieces, but it does all feel pretty good. And this kind of looks nice. Right, putting the whole thing together is supposed to be super easy. As I mentioned before, supposedly it takes 8 minutes. Now I've got an iPad here. I'm going to start a stopwatch on. Let's see how I get on. So did I do it in 8 minutes? Not quite, but I was messing around quite a lot, and I got a bit confused with these struts on the back on exactly how they were supposed to be attached. Got it all figured out, and it's all together now, so it's all now just ready to get powered on and get the bed leveled. We're going to power it on, so I have a power cable here. I'm going to pop that into the back and hit the power on button. Didn't do anything. I have a red light at the back. And there's a little button here. Press that and it comes on. You can hear a fan in here, not too bad. Cool, okay. So to level the bed, let's have a look to see what we have to do. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and press leveling, start. So it's currently warming up the nozzle to 120, and then I guess it will start auto leveling. So it's moving around, doing all its bits. The movement is very quiet. Print head is very, very slowly making its way down to the bed. It's that old chestnut, isn't it? Okay, so what it seems to be doing here now is it's leveling the zones of the bed, and you can see that that corresponds with the numbers that are on this chart here. I've never seen anything like that before. That's pretty clever. Okay, so it seems that the leveling is now done, so I'm going to go ahead and press home. Okay, so the bed should be now level. That is all done, and I have here some filament to put into it. Now this is Gemini PLA Pro. This was sent to me by box as well. I'll put links in the description for all the stuff, by the way, so this filament will be in the description. I've used this already, and I already know it's actually really good. So perfect time to put it through another test in here. We'll pop that out, and we'll pop that there. Now let's have a look. Prepare, set temperature, preheat PLA. Hopefully that's now doing it. Yep, so that's now doing that. While that's doing that, I'm gonna move that home. Everything is kind of, it's got a very satisfying click. Right, I'm just gonna move this up a little. So our temperature is basically there. So I always cut this with a slight angle, just to help it go through. And we're gonna poke this in through here. Don't worry about this, I'll sort all that out in a minute. We'll poke this through here, which is the sensor. Okay, and we push this all the way through until we reach, there we go. We're in, we're done. Okay, filament is loaded, bed is leveled. Let's go and download the software and slice a Benchy and get that underway. Hello and welcome over here. We're at the PC, and now I can do this snazzy thing where I kind of go whoop, like that, and I can share my screen with you. We're going to go ahead and download the Creality Splicer software, which is going to be this guy here. So I'm just going to go ahead and download that. Right, and I'm going to go ahead and install this. So I'll mention again anyway, I've never used Creality stuff before. This is the first time seeing it, so this is from the point of view of someone that has never seen this before. So let's see what happens. Now it does say here, do I want to open STLs with it? I'm going to say no, I don't want to do that because I like it using my Prusa one. So I'm going to go ahead and let that install. Now I've been waiting for quite a while for this to load now. I don't know whether this is a first time thing. Oh, there we go. But that took a little while. But okay, so follow these steps to set up. Okay. So end user agreement. All right. Let's just that's fine. Correct anonymous data. Okay. Right. So we've got to choose. Wow, there's a lot of them, isn't there? Oh, so we haven't got. There's a Smart Pro. I didn't know there was a Smart Pro. All right. Well, Smart it is. So CR10 Smart. Here we go. Boom. Next. All right. There's all our details. I assume that that's fine as is, right? So we'll go next, and boom, there we go. There's our print bed. So I need my Benchy, please. Just downloaded it from Thingiverse. And there it is. So standard quality, slice. Preview. 1 hour 45 minutes. That seems long. Doesn't that not seem long? It's normally about 1 hour and 10, isn't it? I'll have to check some of my other videos. Right. Okay. So we can move around. We can do. Yeah. So it's a slicer like a lot of them. Oh wow. Okay. I feel like that infill's not big enough though. So I'm gonna up the infill amount to 20. Oh, so we've got various different profile choices. That's quite nice. Although it does seem to go one way and then back again. Oh no, that's big. Oh, it's all a case of what you're used to. iOS, Android, Prusa, Creality, Slicer, I guess, right? So to me this looks a little bit complex. But I think we're on the 0.2, we're 20, so we don't need any of that, so I'm just gonna press, oh no, I've just pressed custom. Go back, recommended. Slice, done. Close. Right, we're getting there, we're getting there. Okay, so that's that. And there we go, yeah, we've got a bit more going on inside, and that should do fine. Okay, so this printer, I can connect it up to the Wi-Fi, or I think I can even Bluetooth between my PC and the printer. However, just for speed, for right now, for this test, I'm just gonna put it onto an SD card and then stick it in the printer, and let's see how we get on. The printer's finished and it took 1 hour and 47 minutes, so accurate, but not super quick. However, let's find out if the actual print is any good. Oh, it just came off. I didn't have to, there was no scraping or anything. Okay, so the bottom is absolutely super smooth. The print itself is really good. It's absolutely spot on. It's handled the arches well. The bridging, the circular cutouts, it's come out really well, yeah. And I didn't do anything to the bed, or there was no setup other than what you saw, the auto leveling, and then just sent it to print. So a combination of good filament and obviously good printer, right? So, okay, let's print something else. Boom! Right, so I did this Spiderman bust. I actually scaled this up to 150%, and I did it at 0.2 layer height, and it's come out alright, to be fair. It printed really easily, printed straight on the bed, no problems or anything like that. We can see there's a little bit of banding, and there's a few artifacts kind of along the back. There's a bit of a seam line, but overall that's not bad at all. With a little bit of cleanup, that could be absolutely spot on. The base is super I don't know if you can see this. So yeah, the base has come out super nice. You can see the Benchy marks from where I didn't clean it off properly, but the bottom is almost like glass itself, so printing on glass is pretty cool. And yeah, no, so that's come out really well. Link for the models in the description, by the way. And now that brings me on to 5 things I dislike about this printer. So the noise levels. This is a tricky one because it's just got this annoying hum. It's actually a super quiet printer, but it's just got this hum of this fan going all the time. And I feel like it could have been a slightly more quiet fan fitted in there, which would have made a lot of difference to the overall noise that this thing makes. This printer has 2 power buttons. You have the main power button here, and then you have another button on the side here. But this button is squidgy. It doesn't seem to be like an on-off. It's like a pulse style button. So if I switch the printer off at the back, and then switch it back on again, you'll notice nothing happens. I now have to press this button. That makes it come on. However, pressing this button a second time does not switch the printer back off again. You have to switch it off at the back here. Now, unless I'm missing something, that's a bit of a fiddle, and I don't like it. This touchscreen is super responsive and easy to press, and actually a really nice, clear display. However, some of the language on here is a little bit obscure and just takes me a bit of thinking about. So for example, feed and return, this is feed and retreat for the nozzle. Obviously that's not exactly too complicated, but I just kind of find it strange compared to what I'm used to when it comes to the screens. I don't know, I just find the language that is used on here a little bit weird. Also, I have a problem with the way this is mounted. It doesn't seem to actually be fitted properly, and there doesn't seem to be any kind of way to do it other than just sort of hang it on these screws, which is just a bit weird, and occasionally I knock this off and it comes loose. I don't know, I don't like that very much. I'm not a big fan of the way you load the filament into this. So you take your filament and you put it through the sensor, then you release this catch and you have to get it through a little hole there, but it doesn't actually line up because obviously filament's normally got this kind of curve to it. So you have to kind of try and use your other finger to straighten it up and get it in, and if this is going off in a different direction, it's kind of awkward. There we go, and that goes through, and then you just push it all the way through until you reach the hot end and you feel it going through. Then you lock it back down again. Again, only a minor issue, but it's something that could be a bit annoying. However, there is still plenty to like about this printer, so let's have a look at 5 things that I really love about this printer. As you saw, the assembly was really easy. As it listed, you can do it in around about 8 minutes. It took me 11, but with a little bit of messing around. And if I was to do this again, I'm pretty happy I could do this in less than 8 minutes. So putting this together and getting it ready for printing, super fast, super easy, on par with FlashForge. So the bed is removable. You undo these 2 clips and then pop the bed off. And this is a fully glass plate. It is actually a really good printing surface. As you saw earlier, the base of the Spiderman came out really well. This is really easy to clean, easy to take the filament off, and the fact that you can take it off and give it a quick wash under the sink makes it even better. To put it back on, it's super easy. Flip it into place and put the clips back. In the front here is actually a little drawer, which if you pull this out and remove the foam, you have all of your essential tools and spare pieces. That is actually really cool. I like that a lot. I know that I mentioned the sound level in the negative things, but I have to give it kudos for the quietness of all the stepper motors. Like if I just press home and get it to move around, there's just nothing. And if you listen really carefully, when it hits the reed switches, it makes such a gorgeous little clicking noise that is so satisfying. It means I've got to give it kudos for the movement and sounds. The cost for what you get with this big print bed of the 300 by 300 by 400 up, you can do some really big prints on this. This thing is just under 350 quid. That is an absolute bargain for what you're getting here. So with auto bed leveling and the size of the print bed for that cost, that is absolutely a great thing about this printer. Right, well that is the Creality CR10 Smart, and yeah, summary, it's got a few minor inconveniences, but for the money, it is extremely impressive. Now I always compare everything to my Prusa because of the fact that that's my sort of daily workhorse that I use for everything, and it's set the bar so high. This is so close, and considering it's actually just shy of half the price and it's got the bigger print bed, this is really good. The automatic bed leveling feature is fantastic. The connectivity so that you can send prints wirelessly, fantastic. The size of the print bed so you can print big things, brilliant. Quality, not quite as good as the Prusa, but definitely really good. And as I always say every single time, it's all about the fine tweaks. The longer you have a printer, the more you get to know its nuances, the more you get to learn the little tweaks that just improve this, that and the other. Bear in mind, I printed these as their first ever thing using default settings, and I think they've come out really well. So yeah, with a bit of fine tuning, I'm certain that you could get really nice prints out of this thing. Also the look of it, it actually looks really smart. It kind of almost looks futuristic. I like the angles and the curves, the sort of the cutouts and the shapes. It's kind of cool. It's a nice bit of kit. This would definitely pique the interest of somebody that isn't into 3D printing. Seeing it, this kind of looks almost futuristic, so I think that's really great. Once again, just a huge thank you very much to box.co.uk for sending me this printer to have a play with. Make sure you check them out. You can get all sorts of really cool techie stuff from there. 3D printers, PCs, TVs, the lot. Go and have a look, links in the description. Go check this thing out on their site, and if you want one, pick it up. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, please do me a favor, hit that like button, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and remember, clicking the little bell will notify you when I put up a new video. And that's about it from me, so I'd like to say thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.